Today, we're diving into something really powerful. Think of it as a manifesto for hope. It's an ancient guide, but it's designed for right now, to lead us out of that feeling of darkness and into a brilliant, undeniable light.
You know that feeling, right? It's like this invisible fog just settles over everything, a weight on your shoulders that drains your energy, where even the smallest things feel like a huge effort. It's that anxiety about what's next, the constant static from the world, that feeling of just being stuck.
Well, it turns out that's a universal feeling. But what if I told you there's a guide for these exact moments? Not just a prayer you recite, but a really deep psychological and spiritual blueprint. And that guide is Surah Al-Falaq.
So in this explainer, we're going to look at this ancient text for what it really is, a powerful tool for modern life. Think of it like a cosmic security firewall for your soul, protecting you from all the toxic energy out there. And it's a manifesto, a step-by-step guide for escaping any kind of darkness.
Okay, so first things first, we have to grasp the huge mental shift this guide offers. It's all about finding a sanctuary, a real refuge, not from stuff you can see, but from all those invisible struggles that can really define our lives.
So you've got two mindsets here. On one side, there's what you might call victim psychology, that feeling of being powerless, just getting tossed around by things happening to you. But the goal is to get to the other side, becoming a protected self, anchored in this deep, unshakable belief that at your very core, you are fundamentally okay.
And that, right there, is the big question. I mean, to build a defense, you have to know what you're up against, right? This surah doesn't just offer some vague protection. It names the threats with, honestly, stunning precision.
So this guide points out 4 key shadows, or threats. And what's so wild is how perfectly these ancient ideas map onto the biggest anxieties we face today.
Let's break it down. First up, you've got gasik, the creeping dark. This is basically the anxiety of uncertainty, that feeling of paralysis when we have no idea what's coming next. Then there's nefasat, the knot blowers. This is all about the subtle manipulation and gossip that can totally sabotage our relationships. Third, hasid, which is destructive envy. This is the engine of our modern comparison culture, and it just eats you up from the inside. And finally, mahalak, which is just that general toxic negativity that drains your energy and your will to even try.
So look, here's the crucial point. This isn't about ancient myths or superstitions. This is a really sophisticated diagnosis of the invisible psychological and social forces that make us feel so stuck, so anxious, and so drained in the 21st century.
But here's the beautiful part. After pointing out all this darkness, the guide immediately shows us the light. It doesn't leave us hanging with the threats. It gives us the ultimate solution. And that whole solution is wrapped up in one powerful, amazing word, falaq. Now, most people translate falaq as just dawn or daybreak, but its real meaning from the Arabic root is so much more active than that. It means to split open, to cleave through. It's not a gentle sunrise, it's a powerful, forceful breakthrough. Just think about these images for a second. Falaq is that moment a tiny seed cracks open hard soil to reach for the sun. It's the dawn, literally tearing a hole through the darkest part of the night. It's that aha moment when a creative solution smashes through a crisis. It's the principle of life itself bursting forth from constriction. It's hope ripping through despair. So, when you take refuge in the Lord of the Falaq, you're doing more than just asking for protection. You are actively plugging yourself into the universal, unstoppable force of breakthrough. You're basically declaring your trust that for every single darkness, a dawn isn't just possible, it's inevitable. And really getting that is the key to the whole transformation. It's how we move from just talking about it to making a fundamental shift in our psyche, from being a passive victim of the dark to becoming an active, protected agent of the light. This slide lays it out perfectly. You've got these two opposing forces. On the left, you have the chaos field, the darkness, the manipulative knots, the envy. But on the right, you have the cosmos field, the field of order. And look how it works. Divine intervention, the promise of the Falaq breakthrough, and our own active choice to seek refuge, they directly counter every single force of chaos. It's a perfect system.
Now, this act of taking refuge, it's not passive at all. It's a conscious 3-step strategy. First, you have to recognize the threat. You actually name the anxiety. You see the gossip for what it is. You don't ignore it. Second, you declare. The surah starts with the command, "Cool," say, which makes it a vocal, active affirmation of your trust. And third, you delegate. You consciously entrust what you can't control to the power that can.
And the result of this whole process? You build this internal fortress, what the source material calls the Quranin Uz, a protected, resilient self. It's the part of you that can navigate all the world's chaos without getting swallowed by it.
But wait, the journey doesn't actually end there with just building up your defenses. The final, and honestly the most empowering step, is to take that internal transformation and turn it outward. It's about going from being protected from the darkness to actively bringing light into it.
When you really, truly internalize this guide, you stop being a potential victim of all these negative forces. You actually become what the source material calls a Falaq Insan, a person of the breakthrough. You become a carrier of light.
So what does this person look like? Well, they have 3 defining traits. First, they are a guardian of hope. They're always looking for that breakthrough moment, even in the worst crisis. Second, they're a not-solver. Instead of getting tangled in gossip and drama, they simplify things, they mend relationships, they clear the path for others. And third, they are an envy repeller. Because they're content, they can genuinely celebrate other people's success, and just by doing that, they neutralize the toxic comparison culture all around them.
See, the ultimate goal isn't just to wear a shield for yourself. It's to become a lighthouse, a source of breakthrough, a source of hope, and a source of clarity for everyone else trying to navigate the fog.
And that really just leaves us with one last powerful question to take with us. You've now got the map to find the light and to become a carrier of it. So the only question left to ask is, today, for whose darkness will your light be the dawn?